What if I told you that the true reunion of twin flames doesn't begin when two eyes meet, but when two souls finally remember who they are? Sometimes, the union of twin flames happens in silence, in that moment when the soul awakens and realizes that the love of twin flames is actually the divine mirror within itself. It sounds poetic, but it's real. The deepest reunion isn't with the other person, it's with the very essence the universe has held in your heart since the start of your spiritual journey. How many times have you felt like something inside you was being called, without knowing why? That almost magical feeling is the beginning of spiritual awakening, the moment when the soul starts to recognize the purpose of twin flames. Nothing you've experienced up until now, not the separation, not the silence, not the pain, has been by chance. Everything has been part of a cosmic choreography guided by the divine mission that brings together souls vibrating on the same frequency. Some people think spiritual love is just a beautiful story, but anyone who's felt a soul connection knows, destiny doesn't get the address wrong. Every synchronicity, every dream, every unexpected encounter has been the universe's invitation to remind you of something greater. And that's exactly what you're about to discover today, why the reunion of twin flames isn't an ending, but the true beginning of conscious love. If you've been following this series from the start, you know that every stage of this twin flame spiritual journey has been a key piece of the soul's grand puzzle. In the first chapter, we learn to recognize the universe's subtle signs, those synchronicities that make your heart race and your intuition awaken. In the second, we dove into the cosmic hints that signal the approach of this soul connection. And now, in this final chapter, we're about to understand the true purpose of twin flames, love that doesn't cling, but sets you free. The love of twin flames was never about conquering, it's about remembering. Remembering who you are, what you came to heal, and why this person appeared in your life at the exact moment your heart needed a mirror the most. The spiritual connection between twin flames is a divine call to expand consciousness, and that's why, the more you try to rationalize it, the more the universe invites you to simply feel. Because the love of twin flames can't be confined to logic, it happens in the soul. And if this content has brought you clarity, emotion, or even that shiver that seems to come out of nowhere, it's a sign that your soul is vibrating at the frequency of truth. So, before we move on to the next chapter of this journey, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, because what's coming next will let you see the reunion of twin flames in a whole new light. Number 1, the sacred reflection, the mirror of the soul. A twin flame is the purest mirror of the soul. It's that presence that awakens both love and restlessness because it reflects exactly what needs to be healed within us. It's like looking into a calm lake, sometimes the surface shows the light, but when the wind blows, it also reveals the hidden shadows. This is the magic and the challenge of a soul connection, seeing in another being the reflection of the parts you've tried to forget. Many people get startled by this intensity, believing something is wrong when discomfort arises. But in reality, this is the beginning of healing. The reunion of twin flames happens when both start accepting their own imperfections and understand that every emotional trigger is a divine opportunity for liberation. The purpose of twin flames was never to live a perfect story, but to become more conscious and compassionate beings through the spiritual relationship. Imagine someone who's always feared rejection, and suddenly their twin flame awakens that very fear, not to hurt them, but to show that it's time to heal. This is the beauty of twin flame love, it doesn't complete you, it reveals you. And when this truth begins to blossom, the soul takes the first step toward the final stage of the twin flames, where learning transforms into surrender. Number 2, the dark night of the soul, the path of healing. After the soul's mirror is revealed, the moment comes when silence speaks louder than words. It's in this phase that many believe they've lost their twin flame, when in reality, they're being guided inward. Separation isn't punishment, it's an invitation. The universe takes away what you desire so you can learn to draw closer to what you truly need, self-love. This is the most intense part of the spiritual journey, where the ego fights, and the soul begins to break free. During this phase, it's common to feel the weight of longing, confusion, and even doubt about the purpose of twin flames. But this emotional whirlwind is the process of divine refinement. Just as gold must pass through fire to shine, the heart passes through pain to become pure enough to truly love. When in darkness, the most common mistake is trying to force a physical reunion, when the real reunion is within. This is where true spiritual awakening is born. If you're going through this phase now, know that it's not the end, it's preparation for something much greater. Take a deep breath, allow yourself to feel, and gradually let go of control. Write down what you feel, meditate, walk in silence, the universe will guide you step by step. The dark night of the soul is the prelude to light, and when the soul understands this, it opens itself to the most liberating stage of the journey, divine detachment. Number 3, surrender to the universe, divine detachment. There comes a moment when the soul understands that fighting the flow is like trying to hold the wind in your hands. Twin flame love, when it's true, doesn't imprison, it frees. This is the stage where the heart learns to trust divine timing and let go of the illusion of control. Surrender at this point doesn't mean giving up, it means allowing the universe to take the lead in the spiritual journey. Detachment is the gateway that separates suffering from serenity. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means loving without expecting anything in return. It's wishing well for your twin flame, even if you're not included in that moment. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that soul being enveloped in golden light, shining, smiling, following their path. This simple exercise, repeated with intention, shifts your vibration and aligns your energy with the purpose of twin flames. When the heart learns to love without attachment, it becomes a channel for divine mission. The soul realizes it no longer needs to have the other to feel complete, because it recognizes that love is already within, and always has been. At this point, the soul connection expands, and the universe begins to prepare the reunion, not based on desire, but on harmony. And it's here, in this quiet confidence, that the miracle starts to unfold, the true reunion of twin flames. Number 4, the reunion, the energy alignment of souls. The reunion of twin flames doesn't happen like a lightning strike from the sky, but like the dawn, slow, gentle, and inevitable. After so many inner storms, the energy of the two souls begins to align naturally, without effort, without drama. It's as if the universe whispers, "Now you are ready." This union can manifest in many ways, sometimes physical, sometimes purely vibrational, but it always arises from healing and expansion. When both souls reach this point, something shifts in the energetic field, love stops being urgent and becomes presence. Synchronicities continue to occur, but at a different frequency, subtler, calmer, almost like small divine whispers. The soul connection becomes mature, stable, and quietly powerful. It's as if time slows down, and finally, everything makes sense. This is the stage where twin flame love becomes an inner temple. Fear dissolves, possessiveness disappears, and the heart vibrates in pure gratitude. There's no longer a need to prove anything, just to live, be, and radiate. And it's precisely in this state of harmony that the purpose of twin flames begins to reveal itself, a call to something even greater, far beyond love between two people. Number 5, the greater purpose, love as a divine mission. When twin flames reach the point of true union, they realize that love was never the final destination, but the vehicle for something far greater. Every pain, every reunion, and every silence has been a lesson from the soul, guiding both to understand the purpose of twin flames, to expand consciousness and serve the light. The divine mission isn't a task imposed from outside, it's a reminder of what has always been in the heart. Twin flames are like two beacons shining in the middle of the night. Alone, they illuminate little, together, they transform the horizon. The love between them creates a vibrational wave that touches everyone nearby, inspiring healing, compassion, and faith. Many spiritual couples discover at this stage that the real work begins when love stops being just a feeling and becomes service, a calling to help others on their own spiritual journey. This sacred union is the reflection of creation itself. It's the moment when the soul understands that loving is both its greatest gift and its highest mission. The reunion of twin flames, when it happens in its purest form, is a living reminder that love is the essence of the universe, and that every spiritual relationship exists to spread this light. And when this awareness awakens, the heart prepares to return to its origin, the sacred. Number 6, the purification of the soul and spiritual detachment. There comes a moment on the spiritual path when the universe seems to silence everything around you. People drift away, plans fall apart, and even the certainties that once supported the soul begin to crumble. It's not punishment, it's purification. As the soul draws closer to truth, it must release what doesn't vibrate at the same frequency. It's in this emptiness that the new begins to emerge, even if at first it feels like loneliness. During this process, it's common to feel pain, nostalgia, and even confusion. The ego resists, holding on to what is leaving, while the spirit whispers, "Let go." Spiritual detachment is an act of faith, letting go of what the heart wants to keep, trusting that a higher purpose is guiding each farewell. This surrender purifies not only the energetic field but also the mind and body, realigning everything with the light of consciousness. And as detachment unfolds, something profound is revealed: true love doesn't bind, it frees. What is yours by destiny isn't lost, it simply returns at the right time, when the vibration aligns. This purification creates space for reunion with what is genuine, and the heart, once wounded, begins to beat with newfound clarity. What comes next is the soul's redemption, as it finally understands the reason behind each separation and prepares for spiritual rebirth. Number 7, spiritual rebirth and the inner call. After the soul crosses the desert of detachment, it begins to hear a subtle sound, a call coming from within, not from the outside. It's as if something ancient, dormant for centuries, awakens asking to be remembered. This inner voice doesn't speak in words, but in vibrations. It manifests as a desire to change, to live with more purpose, to follow a path that finally makes sense for the spirit. This is the beginning of spiritual rebirth. During this phase, many people report feeling a mix of serenity and confusion. There's a silent recognition that something grand is moving, even if the mind hasn't yet grasped it. The heart begins to align with divine truth, and what was once pain transforms into wisdom. Rebirth isn't just a new version of oneself, it's a return to essence, to what has always existed behind the masks and fears. And when this awareness awakens, everything changes. Synchronicities increase, coincidences become messages, and life seems to reorganize around the new vibration. The soul senses that the universe is cooperating, and this inner harmony ignites faith in a greater purpose. The inner call is a reminder that the journey was never about finding something outside, but about remembering who you've always been. Number 8, reconnecting with the divine essence. When the soul is reborn, it begins to recognize a presence that has always been there, silent, loving, and infinite. This presence doesn't come from outside, but pulses within every breath, every heartbeat. It's the moment when the being realizes that the divine was never distant, it had only been dormant within. Reconnecting with this essence is like returning home spiritually, a place where there is no fear, only wholeness. This phase brings a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. The mind tries to understand, but it's the heart that feels. A state of surrender arises, where the need to control everything dissolves, and the natural flow of life guides every step. It's a dance between the human self and the divine self, a subtle fusion where love becomes the primary language of existence. At this point, the seeker is no longer just someone searching, but becomes the very channel of the light they were seeking. And the deeper this union with the inner divine, the clearer the soul's mission becomes. Past experiences gain meaning, pains transform into gateways of wisdom, and love, once seen as something to be attained, is recognized as what has always sustained the journey. This reconnection prepares the spirit for the most sacred stage, divine union, when the inner vibration finds its perfect reflection in the other being. Number 9, the energy of sacred union. When two souls sharing the same divine frequency reunite, something extraordinary happens, the entire universe seems to breathe along with them. This isn't an ordinary union, but an energetic intertwining that transcends time, the body, and reason. It's as if love becomes aware of itself, and through these two souls begins to vibrate in its purest form. This is the sacred union, the point where human love and divine love merge into a single flow. This energy doesn't manifest only as romance or desire. It is healing, awakening, and reflection. The presence of the other ignites what was dormant, bringing forth both light and shadow. That's why sacred union isn't just about meeting, it's about becoming worthy of this vibration. Love demands truth, because nothing illusory can withstand the intensity of this frequency. The ego bows, and the soul finally recognizes its reflection. And when this energy stabilizes, a new purpose emerges. The two souls cease to be just individuals and begin serving as instruments of creation itself. Their love becomes a bridge to elevate the world's consciousness, inspiring other souls to remember their own essence. This is the point where the journey shifts from finding the other to living love as divine expression. Number 10, the spiritual mission of unified souls. When the sacred union is fully established, something deeply transformative occurs. The two souls realize that their reunion wasn't just about love, but about purpose. They understand that they were brought together to expand light in the world, not theoretically, but through their very presence. Every gesture, every word, every vibration becomes an instrument of collective healing. The relationship then transcends the personal and becomes universal. This spiritual mission doesn't need a stage or recognition. It unfolds in the quiet moments of daily life, in small acts of compassion, and in choices that keep the energy of love alive. Together, the souls channel a force that inspires others to awaken, as if each carried a lit torch, and when united, the fire becomes unextinguishable. They come to understand that true spiritual service is simply to be love, in both essence and action. And when this awareness blooms, everything aligns. Life becomes a field of divine manifestation, and time loses its power to measure the eternity that exists between two souls who have recognized each other in creation. The mission of unified souls is simple, yet infinite, to remind the world that love itself is the path back home. And thus, the cycle completes, not with an ending, but with the beginning of a new vibration that continues to resonate in the heart of the universe. Number 11, the spiritual legacy of soul union. Every spiritual journey leaves its marks, not only on the hearts of those who live it, but also on the energy radiated into the world. When two souls reach the sacred union, their love begins to vibrate beyond time and space, creating an energetic legacy that continues to influence other consciousnesses, even in silence. What was shared between them transforms into an eternal frequency, a melody that echoes in the spiritual realm as a reminder that true love is immortal. This legacy isn't made of words, but of vibration. It manifests through acts of kindness, seemingly casual encounters, and even synchronistic moments that touch other souls on their own journey. It's as if the energy of the sacred pair continues to work behind the scenes of life, guiding and inspiring those ready to awaken. Their love becomes a gateway of ascension, helping humanity remember its divine origin. And so, the cycle closes with wisdom and wholeness. What began as an individual quest transforms into a universal contribution. The flame that united these souls doesn't extinguish, it expands, crossing dimensions and generations. This is the true legacy of union, love that transcends the ego and eternalizes as a creative force in the hearts of all beings. Because, in the end, every soul that awakens and loves purely becomes part of the divine symphony of the universe. We've reached the point where silence speaks louder than 1,000 words. After traveling this entire journey, through meetings, separations, healings, and awakenings, what truly remains is the memory of a love that never ceased to exist. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has guided you here to remember who you are, an expanding soul, made of the same light that moves the stars. And now, more than ever, this light wants to be lived, shared, and felt. Allow yourself to take a deep breath and feel the echo of this energy within you. Every chapter, every reflection, every emotion that blossomed throughout this journey was an invitation to reconnect with your own essence. And even if the path seems to end here, the truth is that this is only the beginning of a new consciousness. The love awakening within you is the same love that guides the universe, it is infinite, and it is just beginning to reveal itself. And if something inside you senses there is still more to discover, follow that calling. A new message awaits you on the final screen, one that resonates at the same frequency as this message, ready to take you even deeper into this awakening. Allow yourself to continue this soul journey, because the universe always speaks to those courageous enough to listen. If this message touched your heart, leave a comment so the universe knows you're ready for the next step. Like this video, subscribe